Welcome back to Digi Bros. It's the end of the game. It's the final countdown. This is the last playthrough of the Wind Waker. We're going to the boss.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna beat the boss.
Welcome back to Digi Bros, everybody. We're doing something a little different with the audio this time. I've set up 2 microphones, so if I sound like I live in current times and Victor sounds like he comes from an ancient times because he's using my older microphone.
Yeah.
We might sound different and it might be really weird and it might be terrible, but
Or
it's
it might
worth
be
a try.
real cool.
I have no idea.
Just pretend that I'm like 90s Digi Bro and Conrad's like modern Digi Bro.
If I wanted to, I can make it so I mostly come out of the right channel and you mostly come out of the left channel.
I thought that would be like the point.
No, that's disgusting. I hate that.
But then it sounds.
Why do you think I
like
kept making them both mono when I was testing it?
Oh, that just seems like a. What's the point then?
The point is that each one of us has a microphone right next to our mouth.
Yeah.
So we both sound as crisp as humanly possible.
Very clean.
That's why I kept saying it would be Grump tier audio.
I see.
Because
do they not put each other like to the left and right?
They do it like this. No, they don't. There's no justification.
Okay.
That'd be gross. That's disgusting. It
sounds
sounds terrible when you do that.
It makes you sound more distinct. If
It makes it sound
we're talking
like
over each other, you could hear both of our voices.
It makes it sound like you're
individually.
in a weird world where someone like, it's gross. I hate it. I hate that shit.
I had to do that when I was editing a wedding, just because the audio was so shitty of the wedding that it was too quiet, and so I had the music start playing more out of the left side and the voices start playing out of the right side so that you could hear them both distinctly, and the voices wouldn't be covered up by the music.
I'm not a fan of left and right justification stuff. Think about how gross it would be for someone listening in headphones and they just hear one voice out of one earphone at a time.
I mean, it's better than having it just.
What about for people who are deaf in one ear?
Well, then fuck them, man. That's why it's a handicap.
I've had one person complain on one of my lane videos where I was doing like left and right justification for parts to make a point, and they were like, "Yeah, I couldn't hear parts of the video." Anyway,
get better speakers, bro.
We're doing an experiment. Maybe it'll work out. Maybe it won't. But yeah, the idea is that we each have a microphone close to our face. We both have much crisper sounding audio. Because my microphone is pretty much the same tier of quality as the one that Aaron Hansen uses, or the ones that he uses. So I always figured that the reason that their qualities or their audio sounds better is because A, they have 2 microphones. Each guy has his own mic. And B, they're in a soundproof room, which we do not have that part covered, but, you know, we've got the microphones right in our faces. So it should make us both sound fuller and more crisp. Anyways, you ready to get started on some Q&A, Vic?
Sure.
You're
I'm
surrounded
fighting
by
dudes.
fire and fighting
We're in the epic part. Oh, he fucking knocked his own dude out. Ow! That's a cool thing I like about this game.
Question 1 from Yarn Dragon. Do you need more questions? No.
I think they're giving us more questions. I saw the Devu had like another list of like 12
had another
questions
list.
or something.
Some of them look pretty good, so we'll
Boom,
get to those.
motherfucker.
Yarn Dragon asks Victor, would you ever want a turtle pet?
I had a few.
Yes.
None of those turned out very well, so
No.
I don't think I want one anymore.
Victor, I think would you
I don't
say
want to take care of anything
that's easy to kill, or that can't keep itself alive?
You know, a turtle in the end is boring.
Right.
You're not doing much with it. It doesn't really like care about you that much. It's not like a dog or a cat where you feel like a sense of companionship, you know.
Right. I'm worried that this microphone is too in front of your face. Are you breathing all over it?
No.
Because your breath is like shooting forth, and I can tell.
Maybe everyone just hears like,
stop it, dude! You have no idea how bad that probably sounded.
That was the point.
I will probably mute that part of the audio.
It was an auditory joke.
Don't do that. It's not funny. It's gross and horrible.
Okay. Jesus Christ.
Fuck with my audio, man. It made me. It occurred to me you're probably popping like crazy.
Whatever. Fuck whatever I was talking about. Now I don't remember.
Turtles. Turtle pets.
I don't know. Dogs are cool. Cats are cool. Turtles, not exciting.
Yeah, we would you say that like that you're because you were a huge fan of turtles because of Squirtle, the Pokemon.
Yeah.
Would you say that your affection towards turtles?
I was a fan of turtles before Squirtle.
Really?
Yeah, because Dad would call me Turtle when I was a child.
Well, would you say that your affection towards turtles diminished as a result of having owned a few of them and realizing that they were kind of lame and shitty and die easily? And
I wouldn't say my affection for them diminished.
I see.
I guess it's like one of those things as a kid where it's like you never really cared that much about it, but like you just
it sort of became a part of your identity.
Yeah, it was a part of my identity.
Like,
you know,
people knew you as a guy who liked turtles. So.
Even though I didn't like really give a shit. You know, I wasn't like obsessed with them and like researching them and shit.
Yeah. Anyway,
like, turtles are cool.
Conrad once described walking around outside a hotel smoking a cigarette at night as one of his favorite aesthetic experiences. Do either of you have any other favorite aesthetic experiences?
Driving in the fog today has been cool. It's been a foggy day.
Yeah, it's all right.
It's pretty cool.
Smoking in general is a very aesthetic thing. I think that's like... I don't think I smoke much out of actually liking cigarettes so much as out of liking the aesthetic of... Like, because I smoke whenever I go out for a walk, and I don't really know why, because I don't think I like smoking that much. I smoke real slow, and I get a head rush easily, and...
I just love how you literally just smoke because it's cool, and that is the only reason. Well, it does nothing for you.
Well, like when you're out for a walk, you kind of need something to occupy yourself, you know, like to do something with your hands and feel like there's something else going on other than just you walking, you know. So
can't
I feel like having a
grab
cigarette
an iPod,
there makes
listen to music.
I do listen to music. I just need something to occupy my hands while I'm walking.
So you picked like the worst possible thing.
Well, I don't know. It's cool.
You're a loser.
It feels interesting. I just like walking and smoking at the same time. It feels good. What's another good aesthetic experience?
Walking through like a snowstorm. It's pretty great.
Yeah, walking in any kind of
badass.
storm really can be a lot of fun, especially snowstorm. Yeah, well, we walked through like a storm, like a snowstorm.
Where you couldn't see the street,
like
and then it was
winds
like,
about ready to knock you off
awesome.
your feet type of storm.
The
coolest part
shoes.
of that was like emerging up that road and seeing the gas station like slow, like we were literally on it by the time we could see it.
Yeah.
And then we went inside and like...
And it was because there was a street lamp illuminating all of the, like the giant wall of snow falling from the sky. And like the fact that the light was reflecting on it made it just like completely white. Like it was just this fucking massive like wall wave of snow.
Want an example of how my memory works? I know exactly when that was. It was
exactly.
January 2013. You want to know why?
Why?
Because I know that when we walked into that gas station, I had forgotten that I was listening to music, and I didn't turn it off because I was so like numb that I couldn't even hear until I was leaving the store.
Yeah.
And I remember I was listening to the album "Fuck Off, Get Free, We Pour Light on Everything" by the Silver Mount Zion Memorial Orchestra, and I had just found out about the album, and that was in January 2013.
Ooh,
so that's how I know when that was.
Look at you,
yeah,
remembering.
But yeah, that was pretty cool. Walking through, like, I like when you're at the end of a hurricane or when a hurricane has just happened, driving around and like seeing the effect it's had on the town is always really interesting. There was one time that we went out, there was like a hurricane happening and like a lot of our neighborhood had flooded, and we just went like out walking through the streets through these like flooded areas of the neighborhood. Do you remember that when we walked through like a huge puddle that was like waist deep?
Yes, I do. That was pretty cool.
So yeah, I like sort of seeing the fallout of a natural disaster, you know, and like walking through that and seeing how it's changed the familiar area. Yeah, I'd say that's pretty high on my list of aesthetic experiences.
Pretty cool.
All right. You might be saving this for when/if you ever play one of the SAO video games, but can Victor describe his experience of watching SAO?
Rage. I'll say I first started watching it when it first started airing, and then I was actually really excited about it for like the first 5 episodes. Like the first episode, we were both like super hype about it, and it was pretty cool.
It was really episode 2 that got us like hype.
Oh yeah, it was episode 2.
Yeah.
And then because it seemed like it was going somewhere really nice, and then like the next few episodes I was watching it, and I like everyone else had kind of gone like, this is kind of like getting lame, and I was like, no, it's gonna be cool. It's like you know, he's doing this like random episodic journey, and I kind of like that. And then it just turned to shit.
Wasn't it like I remember that you specifically started like going sour towards it when they got lost in the woods and Yui was introduced?
Oh no, that's when I was pissed because I was already going sour when he got back with Asuna and he started hanging out with like her guild and shit. And I was just kind of like,
yeah, that stuff was
okay,
weak.
what's the point of all this? And then they meet Yui and go to the woods, and I was like, this is fucking lame. So fucking lame.
Which is ironic,
all
that's
of a
my
sudden,
favorite part of the show.
They fucking rushed the ending, and like all of a sudden he's fighting the bad guy, and they haven't beat the game yet. And I was like, this is the worst possible thing that could have happened.
Yeah.
Like, I wanted to see them beat the game. That's the whole point, is that they had to beat the game to get out, and they didn't do it. So why the fuck did I watch this stupid show?
Yep.
And then I didn't even watch Alfheim.
You watched like a couple episodes
so garbage.
of it, didn't you?
Yeah, I think I watched like the first two and was just like, this is stupid as shit. I'm done.
All right. What are some anime or movies or game or anything that you like but that you wouldn't really consider good, and why do you like them? It's tough because to me, if I like something, that's the same thing as it being good in a way, and like that means there's something good about it. Like, you know, I'm a huge fan of Garzy's Wing, and obviously by like conventional definitions, it is not like it's not good at being what it tries to be.
Yes.
It's good for other reasons. Like, you know, if you took Garzy's Wing as a fantasy adventure series that like yeah, you're supposed to get on top of that and then fly it down, I think.
Oh, can I climb up on it?
I think so. I'm not sure, but I do remember the leaf is the key to this.
I feel like I'm supposed to throw these pots on
the leaf
fire.
is the key to this. You were on the right train of thought.
Because those fire spouts are going up, and I can put a platform on those, but I don't.
Yeah, you can't do that. That's what everybody thinks, and it's not the case because this room stumps everybody the first time through.
I can climb up. Okay.
Yeah.
Fucking asshole, stupid. Fucking
This is another one of those parts where people like ragged on Aaron for having a hard time here, but I had exactly as hard of a time in this room.
I don't remember this place at all because I've only done it once.
Right. Anyway, what the fuck were we describing? Right, things that aren't good. Yeah, if you took Garzy's Wing as a fantasy adventure, it's a terrible, terrible show. But like, if you take it as an unintentional comedy, it's fucking hilarious. You know. Yeah. So. I still, by my metric, it's a great show because it's extremely enjoyable as a unintentional comedy, you know. So, you know, you could say it's not good, but it really depends on your mindset towards those things, you know. Yeah. Do you have any examples, or do you just feel
I feel like Star Driver might be a terrible show.
You think?
Yeah, when I watched the movie and I was just kind of like, This was never really good, was it? Like, there was one arc that was pretty fun, but then it's just like not really good.
Right.
Like, I can understand if someone didn't like this at all. You know?
I definitely had a moment with that show or like a year ago where I was putting together a list of what I consider to be the best looking anime. Yeah. And I was like going back and like anything I remembered being pretty good looking, I would go back and like watch the first episode, you know, to see like if it was as good as I remember. Star Driver is not that good looking.
Yeah, it's really
like,
just the action
fight scenes look great. Yeah,
the fight
normal
scenes
stuff,
look awesome.
like because I like the character designs, but the way they're never like on model.
Yeah,
they never
always
look right.
Goofy and off.
Yeah, it's kind of like watching like a clamp design show, like Code Geass, where like
they have the long
paper
necks.
They look great, but in the show they look awful.
Yeah, it's a goofy show. But I loved it when it came out, mostly because of like the fights and the design of that,
and just because it was like this big, funny, insane, like Utena-esque.
But yeah, it's obviously not trying to be something brilliant, you know.
Yeah,
it's very sort of stupid.
All right, what is your opinion on Modest Mouse? Really big fan of the songs "Float On" and.
Oh shit, I gotta fight bosses.
Ocean Breathes Salty.
Oh god.
Both from that album. I don't really like the album that much.
I forgot they take away your weapon.
I don't really like any of their albums, but I do like those two songs a lot. Alright.
Shit,
I guess
dude,
that's
fuck
about
you.
all I had to say about that. Let me find some more questions. Victor, you have any thoughts? Thoughts about...
Not really. All I can think is, well, that is that, and this is this.
You tell me what you want, and I'll tell you what you get away from me. You get away from me. Alright, we got Devu questions coming up. We could probably only get through one of these, though.
Take it to voodoo.
Alright, Favorite and least favorite kinds of cheese, bread, vegetable, fruit, and meat.
Oh.
I guess we'll do those in order. Well, we already answered favorite kind of cheese on his last question.
Yeah, pepper jack cheese is the best.
And you answered that your least favorite was, I think, Gouda or something, or...
No, it wasn't Gouda. It was actually feta cheese.
Right,
I meant to apologize for that. Because someone's like, wow, no, Gouda's good. I'm like, nah, yeah.
No, that
feta
was
cheese
me
sucks.
in the context of the video.
No, someone in the
You
comments has
corrected
said it
yourself.
too.
Yeah, I don't know. My favorite kind and least favorite kind of bread? Man, that's difficult. I guess it depends on, like, like how fresh is the bread.
Yeah,
I
some
definitely
bread can
like
be real bad.
Dumpling bread is great. Whatever the bread is that they make those meat rolls out of at Glory's
I think
Bakery are
Hawaiian
great.
bread is like my favorite bread.
Hawaiian bread's pretty great. Naan bread when it's fresh is amazing.
Oh yes, that fucking fresh naan.
I never really been into naan bread until we went to an Indian restaurant where they were just like serving it up, you know, like regularly, and that shit was incredible.
What is the worst bread?
The worst, I don't know.
Maybe some kind of like.
I'm not really into
wheat,
soury.
rye kinda.
Yeah, like sourdough and rye. I'm not that big.
Rye can be
into.
good, but then like sometimes Dad'll buy like those health breads at the store, and some of those are fucking awful.
Yeah, my dad will buy the bread that's like 18 kinds of grain, and it doesn't even taste like bread anymore. It just tastes like a fucking like a mineral, like a rock full of minerals.
Yeah.
You know.
Bread kind of needs sugar.
Favorite and least favorite vegetable. My favorite is onions. No contest.
Vegetable. I like spinach. I like onions.
I
like olives. I don't know if those
least...
are a vegetable or if they're just like
is
their
there
own
a vegetable
category.
that I absolutely hate?
What do olives classify as? Maybe they're like same thing as like nuts.
I literally don't know where olives come from. They have seeds in them.
Oh,
so
they grow
fruit,
on vines.
Right? They have a seed in them.
Yeah, but they're kind of like nuts in that aspect.
Do nuts have a seed in them?
Nuts are seeds.
Oh, well.
Jesus Christ.
I mean, there's a, but there's not a
olives
seed in them.
Are kind of like, I guess
I
they're
don't know,
fruit.
dude.
Something like that.
We're making ourselves look fucking stupid right now. I'm sure.
Someone in the comments knows.
But what's your
Someone
favorite
works
and
for
least
the
favorite
USDA
vegetable?
or something. Vegetables. I like broccoli. Not as much as I used to.
Yeah,
Said spinach. Onions are great.
I don't know what my least favorite vegetable is. I guess I probably haven't tried. You know what my least favorite vegetable is? No, never mind. That's a fruit. Well, I'll answer that in the fruit section. Not a huge fan of radish by itself.
Radish, yeah. Squash.
I don't know. I don't think I eat enough of the vegetables that I
Mediocre.
don't like to commentate on them.
Yeah.
I just avoid the ones that I'm pretty sure I don't like.
I like peas.
My favorite fruit is probably pears. And my least favorite fruit is the ones that make your mouth numb that you can get from the Asian market. Have you had those? You take a bite and your whole fucking mouth goes numb.
Nope.
I don't know if they're just not meant to be eaten straight. I don't know if they're meant for cooking or something. But there's a type of fruit that just makes my fucking mouth numb. I think it's like... It's not dragon fruit, but it's the ones that are spiky. I don't know how to describe it.
Nah.
Those things are fucking... Those are nightmares. Favorite and least favorite meat.
Meat.
I'm big on beef.
You didn't ask what my
like
favorite
ground
fruit was.
beef.
What the fuck?
You didn't fucking... You didn't say... I did ask. You didn't say anything.
No, I was waiting for you to finish talking about your favorite fruit.
Well, then now talk about yours. It's not a fucking, like, a line. You don't have to stand...
Like, if you get a perfect mango or honeydew, those are the best two fruits. They're great.
They have to be perfect.
I love honeydew. Yes, because you'll get a lot of shitty honeydew, and I'm sorry to anyone who's eaten shitty honeydew, because it's not supposed to taste like that.
That
It's
thing
supposed
is
to taste
moving away
beautiful.
from
Yeah,
you,
it
realize.
is.
Well, what's your least favorite fruit?
I think papaya. Just not a fan of it. Tastes gross.
How are you feeling these days about avocado?
Oh yeah, I've become allergic to avocados, and I like avocado a lot.
Victor's like a big, huge fan of avocado, but he's become allergic to it somehow. And
it's very depressing.
it just gives him a stomach.
It just makes me
ache
feel
if he eats
miserable all day. This feels like I have a knife of gas in my
All
stomach.
right, lastly, favorite and least favorite meats. I'm a big fan of ground beef. as a meat. I like
That's the,
things with ground
the
beef.
most basic possible.
Not like
favorite.
okay, not when like it's cooked at home when we just
Okay.
like throw ground beef in a fucking thing and throw it on a thing and there's no flavor to it.
I don't think I've ever had like legit ground beef. It just seems like the.
Well, like when you go to a Mexican restaurant, you get a beef quesadilla.
I never
It's
get
always
beef, I
fucking.
always get chicken.
Well, that's the fuck up you're making there. The ground beef at if you get like a dish at the a Thai place with ground beef is always amazing.
Fuck me.
It's funny because I always end up ordering beef at places, but I've gradually realized I don't really like steak. I just like ground beef.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not that into like steak. My least favorite meat. I don't know. What's a meat I hate? Is there a meat I hate?
I don't like ham.
I'm not big on ham either. I think we were both big on ham when we were kids, and now we're very much
the time we
sour
tried
towards
like
it.
cow tongue. It's not a fan of that. The texture of that killed me.
Yeah, I guess that counts as meat.
Or it was a goat tongue or something. It was some kind of tongue.
It was a tongue. We ate tongues.
It was not my style.
At Brando's house, his mom had made them, and Victor was completely disgusted.
I don't know what it was. It just like.
All right, next time on
Digi
Digi Bros, we're gonna talk about Christmas presents.
Is that already a whole episode?
Yep.
I'm sorry, guys.